It begins with a knock at the door. It's nearly midnight, and the air outside bites. He stands there in a hoodie that doesn't quite fit, trying not to cry. 17, maybe, shoulders hunched, heart cracked from a friendship gone wrong. He doesn't need fixing. He doesn't need advice. He just needs to be let in. So you do. No fuss, no grand welcome. Just the soft light of the hallway, the kettle boiling in the kitchen, 2 mugs on the table, and you sit there together, quiet, alert, open, and somehow that becomes the offering. Tonight, we open the book of Vayikra, Leviticus. It is not the easiest part of the Torah to fall in love with. A lot of it reads like a manual. Offer this, burn that. Bring grain, pour oil, sacrifice animals. It can feel far from our lives, far from our prayers, far from this moment. But tucked inside all those rituals is a word that changes the frame completely. Korban. Korban is often translated as sacrifice, but the root of the word Karov means to draw near. And that changes everything. The Korban isn't about losing something. It's not a punishment. It's about relationship, nearness. The whole idea is that when we bring something to the altar, we're not paying off a debt. We're reaching out. We are saying, I want to be close. I want to connect. Suddenly, the concept of sacrifice shifts. It's not about the thing given up. It's about what's made possible. Presence, attention, or open heart. And yet, let's be honest, drawing near isn't always comfortable. It can be messy, risky, inconvenient, even a little bit scary. Because to draw near means to show up, really show up. And that often costs something. It might be your time, or your certainty, or your silence. It might mean sitting in a hospital waiting room with someone you hardly know, or picking up the phone when you'd rather pretend not to notice, or walking into a space that's not quite yours, but staying anyway. Nearness requires vulnerability. It's the teenager who knocks because he's finally ready to admit, I need someone. It's the friend who apologizes first. It's the person of one faith stepping into the prayer space of another saying, teach me something I don't know. There's something quite holy in that. Not dramatic, not performative, just honest, brave, real. Something we think holiness has to be, sometimes we think holiness has to be choreographed, candles lit, just so, robes and choirs of angels. But what if holiness is also that quiet choice to stay, to be present, even when the silence is awkward or the words aren't ready? Think about the people who've done that for you. The ones who knocked at your door, not with answers, but with presence. The ones who said, I don't know what to say, but I am here. That is Karov. That is Korban. And there's no need for an altar for that. Tonight, as we gather, Jewish and not, religious and questioning, curious and open, this room becomes its own kind of sacred space. You've come with your attention, your kindness, maybe even your questions or your hesitations. But you came, and that is a gift. In a world that often encourages us to stay in our lanes, to protect our own corners, to define ourselves by our differences, drawing near is countercultural, it's radical, and it is sacred. Because interfaith isn't about agreeing on everything. It's not about blurring boundaries or giving up your story. It's about standing close enough to see each other's clearly and still choosing to stay. In just a few days, we'll begin Pesach, the festival of freedom. At its heart is another act of sacred nearness. God doesn't call from afar. God says, I have seen their suffering, I've heard their cry, and I have come down. That is the language of Karov. God doesn't wait for perfection. God draws near in the mess, in the struggle, in the pain. And perhaps that's the deeper invitation, not only for Pesach, but for tonight as well. That holiness doesn't wait for us to get everything right. It shows up when we do, when we meet each other in the middle, when we risk kindness, when we say, I don't have to understand everything about you to walk beside you. So, if someone knocks on our door, on your door, literally or metaphorically, what matters most isn't whether you have all the answers. What matters is whether you answer. Because sacred nearness isn't found in ritual alone. It's found in the warm mug passed between two people in the middle of the night. It's found in a shared meal on a Friday night. It's found right here, in this room, in this moment, in this sacred gathering of hearts drawing near. And that, I believe, is the kind of offering that still matters most. Shabbat Shalom. We now open the